scramble up that. That is so steep. Wow, already day 16 of my trip. Well, I left Dunnigan heading up the I-5, but rather than just blast all the way home, which would be somewhat boring, I turned west at Red Bluff onto Highway 36, heading to Wildwood. From there I took north 3 to Peanut and Weaverville, then 299 west to the Bigfoot Capital of the world, Willow Creek. I then went north on 96 to Happy Camp, and then back to the I-5 and ended the day at Ashland. So I skipped the route from Dunnigan to Red Bluff on I-5 since really that's not too exciting. I'd much rather be on interesting backcountry roads, and so that's where I went. I'd just never been in the Trinity National Forest before. I've always either gone down I-5 or gone to the east of I-5, or I've traveled the coast, which would be further west. So this was a brand new experience to me, and it was a nice bright day. It was not a particularly warm day though, but with the right gear, that hardly matters. So, a new adventure. Where would I end up? That was what I was looking for. A nice little barn there on the side. So I'm not out of civilization yet, but it did get very, very quiet quite quickly. It's kind of surprising, you know, you think California and you think population and farming and all that would be everywhere. But California is a really big state, and Southern California and Northern California are quite different. Anyway, the further I got into the Trinity National Forest, the fewer and fewer people, until I ended up being in a very remote area. The road develops quite nicely for a motorcycle road. It starts off from the I-5 very peaceful and slow, and you can just enjoy yourself and wander about. But as you get further out, by the time you hit Platina, the road is getting steeper, you're higher in the mountains, and of course you start getting more and more twisty turns. And there's quite a few twisty turns out here on Highway 36. It's a good motorcycle road, and it was a great day for it. I really enjoyed it. You're out here in the woods, it reminds me a bit of my native BC, where you smell the forest and you look around and there's so much to see and do. Here's a little pullout, and I can look across at some snow-capped mountains on the far side, which always makes you wonder how high is the road going to go. But yeah, just a fantastic view on a fantastic day. Although it was the very end of April, there was still packed snow on the side of the road. At least it was only packed snow, and the road itself was clear. Here you can see a lot of water going under the road, clearing away the packed snow. And the interesting thing is as I drove through that point, the temperature dipped significantly. The cold from the water, I think, just was chilling the air. It was a surprising effect. As I encountered the first car ahead of me for quite some time, I also encountered a passing lane, which was excellent timing. It seems a little odd out here to need a passing lane, but I am between Hayfork and Weaverville, and perhaps there's some sort of rush hour. In any event, since the road is so twisty up here, having the opportunity to get ahead of what could be a line of logging trucks is an excellent idea. The best part of Highway 3 is between Hayfork and Douglas City. It's a mess of twisty little turns. Nothing very technical though. You can go at a reasonable pace. The road is great and just makes for a thrilling motorcycle ride. Highly recommended. But you don't just have to take my word for it. I encountered a group of motorcyclists along the road going the other way. They're out for a great ride as well. These are the kind of roads you have to watch your speed. It's easy to just accelerate just a little out of each corner, and before you know it, you're probably going, well, faster than perhaps you ought to. A road like this, you could really travel along nicely, but the speed limit's high enough, you don't really need to push it. It's just beautiful out here and such an enjoyable way to spend an afternoon.
River access, Ikes Falls. Let's take a peek. It's hard to tell how steep it is on the GoPro. This is pretty steep. Okay, let's see what we've got. I'm not sure about a falls. Definitely some interesting rapids. Maybe it's more like a falls at a certain time of year. Another area where two rivers join, and the Klamath River here is all muddy, and they call it something creek, Willow Creek. It comes in, it's all clear water. You can see where they're merging, and there's some people over there at the edge of the water enjoying themselves. All the campgrounds in this area are closed for the season. They probably open May 1st, which is like 2 days from now, 2 or 3 days from now. However, I guess that might account for why these roads are so empty. When the camping's here, I'm sure there's a few more vehicles, but yeah, the lack of vehicles is a great thing, of course, for being able to go at your own pace on the road.
Oh, some deer just jumped out in front, and now they're climbing up the cliffside there.
Wow, look at them scramble up that. That is so steep. That is so steep.
The Klamath River is the second largest in California by the volume of flow. It starts in a unique place. It starts in the Oregon high desert and winds its way through two mountain ranges, the Cascade Mountains and the Klamath Mountains, before eventually reaching the Pacific coast. So it's kind of a unique river system that way. It has a lot of tributaries which flow into it here. Oh, here's a nice shot of the mountains with the glacial ice still on them. There's also these purple flowers, or the flowering bushes. I don't know what they are. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. Maybe someone will say in the comments, but it's quite beautiful along the side of the road. Yeah, so another interesting thing about the, oh, here's an old barn. Another interesting thing about this river system is it's a major fish habitat, but the dams that were put in have disrupted that, as well as other factors. And here I'm going through an area where there was a forest fire recently, so you can see a lot of burnt trees. But they're actually removing the dams. So 4 dams are being removed in 2023 and 2024. It's one of the biggest de-dammings of rivers anywhere. And it may be too late to actually save the fish, but I guess for that we shall see. Now it's getting late in the day, and I saw an opportunity here for a campsite, and I think I saw a car down there, so I'm going to go down and investigate. This would be a beautiful spot. It's right by the river, and I'm coming down low to it. The trouble is I'd already seen signs that the campsites were not going to be open until May, and this is like the second or third last day of April. So I'm just sort of missing it. But what can you do? It's right here, so I thought I'd come down and investigate. Why not? It's quite a nice road, in fact, so all the better.
We get all the way down and it says campground closed. So I guess the day use area is open, which is why the gate is open, but the campground's closed. What a shame. Oh well, onwards.
With that, I ended up on the I-5 heading north and carried on till I found a hotel for the night. Hey, I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next ride.